Superintendent of Brevard County Public Schools. Tonight we are expecting a lot of people to show up outside to protest the situation involving Melissa Calhoun. It's my understanding that Brevard County School District's position is that you're just following state law here. So are your hands tied in this situation?
Yeah, we can't really choose which state laws we're going to follow and which ones we're not. Our idea is to follow the laws. Really, it's all about developing that relationship with the parent. The parent is our partner in this education endeavor that we have with our children. So, this law was actually put in place to make sure that partnership was maintained. That classroom teachers look to the parent when they're making decisions like that, and in this case, the teacher did not.
What would your message be to the people who are protesting this series of events?
Yeah, that again, we feel like the parent should be the first partner in that education endeavor, and in this case, the teacher did not really value that relationship with the parent, and there's state law regarding that, and the teacher violated the state law. We have to make sure that we follow all the state laws and follow all the procedures that are set forth.
So it's my understanding that you have now referred this case to the State Department of Education.
Right. The Office of Professional Practices will review the situation and make a determination on her teaching certificate.
And I guess what is your message to people who feel heartbroken by this, that this was a teacher who was dedicated to students for years, served the community for a long time, and is being unfairly treated? Yeah,
well, first of all, let's make sure we understand, and we gave her a letter of reprimand for her actions. And then we gave her notice that we were not going to renew her annual contract. We didn't fire her. She's still teaching today. That's something that seems to be lost in all this message, is that she's still in the classroom teaching. Her students are still getting prepared for their AP exams and everything. We understand, that she's an effective teacher, but unfortunately she violated the law, and we're not going to, reappoint her to her annual contract while her certificate's in jeopardy.
Is there a process in place where when something like this happens, you say to the teacher, wait, you can't call a child by this name unless you have parental permission, and then you go get the permission? How does that work?
Yeah, in this situation, the first thing we did was verify that the teacher knew what the laws were. She admitted that she knew what the laws were, and she admitted that she'd been breaking the law.
What would you say to other people who say, well, there's other teachers who've done worse things, and they're still allowed to be in the classroom?
Yeah, again, we follow all of our policies and procedures. If a teacher commits an act that requires discipline, then we're going to issue the discipline that's appropriate in that case.
Is there anything else you would like to comment about this situation?
I don't think so. The bottom line is that we value the role that the teacher in the classroom plays, but we also got to value the role that the parent plays in this equation. And in this case, we omitted and we deleted that role of the parent, and we can't do that.
Do you think parents, and maybe even in this case, are aware of the law and the fact that they have to fill out this permission slip? And did the parent try and contact the school and say, hey, my child can only be referred to as whatever?
Yeah.
I think that is hard to speculate.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate whether. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Okay, but I guess my point is what if, and I know this is, a hypothetical situation, but the point is do parents know what the rules are? Do teachers know what the rules are? So that everyone knows that a permission slip needs to be signed in order for a teacher to refer to someone by a certain name.
It is part of our beginning year procedures.
That parents are made aware of that.
Correct. When they re-enroll, there's a page that asks for names or nicknames for them to be entered and that kind of thing.